Hello and what is going on, guys? Hope you're all doing well. It's Scape here, and today I have episode 5 of Stacked from Scratch for you guys. In this episode, we're going to perk out the gear that we got last time. We're going to see how it affects our Vindicta kills, see if we can get any more kills an hour, hopefully get some loot. And then towards the end of it, we're actually going to do some Helwyr. I'll give you guys some useful tips on how you can learn or improve your Helwyr kills. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get straight into this. So now that we have our full masterwork and our Drygors, we do have a Miziari, which is a tier 85. I'm contemplating upgrading that to a superior Vesta's Spear, and I'll see if I can quickly buy that with 13 mil. This would be a pretty decent upgrade. It will be an extra 3 tiers of damage and accuracy, and it only costs about 11 mil. So that bought for 4 mil. So when you buy this, you need to actually upgrade it using the Ancient Warriors equipment patch. This is about 9 mil. There we go, it bought for 8.5. And if we use this on that, it will actually convert it into the upgraded version. Now that you have your superior Vesta's Spear, you're going to want to get an augmenter and some divine charges and make your way to the invention guild or an invention table somewhere across the game. And when you click manufacture, you can actually get this drop down menu and go augmented melee items. And then with 36 charges, an augmenter and the spear, you'll be able to augment this so that you can put your perks on it. There we go, we have Precise 6 and Equilibrium 4. We're going to just chuck that on the spear for now. These are both really strong perks, and literally as soon as you make any weapon, as a bare minimum, you want to get these on them. If you don't have the invention level to get these, go get it, grind it out. It's legit one of your biggest damage increases, getting your gear perked out. I've also got my invention guild set up with 2 Alchemizer Mark IIs and a Auto Disassembler Mark II. You can actually make some really nice passive GP doing this, so I want to get these set up to start auto-alching all of the drops that we get, and if we need to, we'll actually purchase some items for some even extra profit. But yeah, I need to get that set up soon. We just need some more GP, so hopefully we can get lucky with a bit of bossing today. I'm going to update my preset with this new gear in mind, and I'll show you guys any loot that we get doing an hour of Vindicta, and hopefully we can beat our PB. I am going to actually get rid of our PR as we go for bosses, so I will be getting rid of my Vindicta and Gorvek one, and then we can actually keep track of our PRs in this series. And one final upgrade that I'm going to do before we start this hour is actually to get a strength skill cape. The only reason I want to do this is because it has better stats than the Cape of Legends, and we're only really going to get use out of the strength skill cape perk. We do need to get our kiln capes at some point, but for now this will suffice. Before we go, I'm going to grab a quick Reaper task and see if we can get anything that I want to do. Really important just for aura refreshes and whatnot, so Ambassador, probably not yet, we'll skip that one. Helwyr, we'll keep that, we'll be doing some Helwyr at some point, so I'm happy with that. 16 of them as well, so we'll do a full hour at Helwyr at some point today. Oh damn, first kill of the hour, we get a Zerosian Essence. Can't complain. Let's go! There we go. First drop. That's huge for the series, bro. We've done about 5 hours, I want to say, and that's 45 mil. That's going to be sick for some upgrades. That's not what you want to see. Anima Core legs. Nice, new PR, 41 seconds. Okay, so I've just finished up the hour, and we were getting 41 kills before we upgraded our gear. We're now getting 44 kills every hour. Like, it may not seem like a lot, but realistically, any increase in kills an hour is going to increase your profits. So that is an extra 1 mil that we're going to be making on average an hour killing Vindicta. So hopefully the Lance will sell for over 45 mil. But from that hour, we actually made a killing. We made 50.3 mil. So these Vindicta hours are really paying off already. I'll probably do these on the side, but I'm going to see if we can get into some Helwyr and do our Reaper next. I'm not going to sell this yet because there isn't any upgrades that I want to get right away. After we make another 20 mil or so, I may upgrade to an Amulet of Souls, but we'll see when we get there. Okay, so I'm going to go do some Helwyr to finish up this Reaper. And it's basically going to be the same loadout. There's a few things that you have to do in the Helwyr fight, which I'll show you. Like, it is actually beneficial to use defensives at Helwyr. He applies a bleed that you have to use the Freedom ability to clear. And you can also get some cheeky resonances to stay alive. Yeah, I'll walk you through everything that we do, and hopefully we can get lucky in this hour. I haven't done Helwyr in a long time. If we take a look at my boss log for Helwyr, we can see what we've got. So we've got a 36-second PR, which I'm going to clear. Like, that's nothing too special. We'll see if we can get that. We've only got 352 kills on the log. And we've only had an essence. We haven't had a wand, an orb, the pet, or a Seren crest. So hopefully we can get lucky with some of them. And I'll let you guys know how it goes. There we go. So we've just completed our Reaper task. And we got 26 Reaper points. I'm actually really surprised with how good the common loots are from here. Yeah, just in regular loot, we've managed to get 4 mil. And that's because Lancer Dimes are so expensive. It's like a 1 mil every time you get these. And this ain't including the Stone Spirits, which ain't going to add up to too much. But yeah, the common loot here is really good. And you're more likely to actually receive a drop while here. Because obviously he has more drops than Vindicta. So you're more likely to get your drops and get paid off in a sense. But yeah, we're going to grab another Reaper task, and hopefully we can... There, another Helwyr one. Can't complain. Let's go straight back and finish off the hour. Nice. There we go. There's a 44-second PR. That's our fastest kill yet. Hopefully we can trim this down even more. And what is it with these dormant core of anima legs? We're getting a bit of a stockpile of these in the bank at the moment. I think that's our second one. Part of the drop table, I guess, so is what it is. I suppose it's better than some other drops. It's 120k. We just hopefully need to be getting some crests sometime soon so we can actually add them to these. There we go. There's the second Reaper done of the hour. Another 26 points. That's literally like a sixth of a Hydrix just from this 1 hour of Helwyr. So we cannot complain about that. We have 17 minutes left on the aura. I'll let you know if I beat my record or get anything else. Helwyr's actually sick money, you know? Just in regular loot, like compared to Vindicta. There we go. 43 seconds. So we just finished up an hour of Helwyr. Got 2 Reaper tasks done. The only unique drop we got was a Dormant Amina Core legs, which is only 127k. But geez, I cannot actually believe how much Lancer Dimes are. Like 4 mil from 1 hour of Helwyr just on Lancer Dimes alone. Pretty insane. Like from that hour right there, we were able to make ourselves 8.4 mil. So 8.6 mil we were able to make, which compared to the 4 mil we was getting on average at Vindicta is insane. I'm going to take a look now to see how much you should actually average from the hour that I just done. So in that hour, we was able to kill 41 Helwyr, and the total loot we got was 8.62 mil. I'm going to take a look at the wiki now and see how much you're actually able to make consistently getting that many kills, including every drop. So for one Helwyr kill, you're going to average 404k on average, which means in an hour of Helwyr doing 41 kills, you actually make 16.6 mil, which is pretty nice. Can't complain at that at all. Like, you make 4.5 mil on average every single hour from the essences alone. The second most valuable drop is them Lancer Dimes. You should be getting 3.4 mil from them an hour. So we got a bit lucky and got one too many. But that being said, every few hours you should be seeing yourself a wand, orb, or crest as well. So that kind of negates out that. But yeah, definitely down to do some more Helwyr. Hopefully we can get some more Reapers for him. I still need to complete the log, and I'm really enjoying tackling the PRs. Our Vindicta PR at the moment is 41 seconds, and our Helwyr is a 43 seconds, so I'm happy with that. So in terms of tips for Helwyr, a few things that I've picked up and a few things that have just been relevant in the game ever since it released. The first thing to speed up your kills is to use Target Cycle. You can bind Target Cycle in the settings to a key that you can easily access. It's one of your abilities that you want to be using quite a lot actually. Like, Target Cycling is really important in this game. You can keybind it to something familiar such as 5. That's what I use. And then in the Helwyr fight, you can target to him as soon as the boss timer hits 0 seconds. And if you don't do this, you have to actually wait for his whole spawn animation when he turns into the wolf itself in order to click on him. All I personally do is surge into the arena. I get ready to use the Berserk ability before he spawns. And I pre-press my Vuln keybind. So I'll throw the Vuln Bomb where he spawns as soon as the timer is visible. And at the same time, I'll be target cycling so that I can attack him instantly. The rotation is pretty similar to Vindicta. You're just berserking off the start and using strong basic abilities. I'll put on screen again all of the strong basics that you have with melee. And then after you've built up enough adrenaline to 50%, 65%, using a adrenaline renewal or whatever your best adrenaline potion is, you want to follow up from your basics with an assault and destroy. That's your main goal in this first berserk. In this berserk, you want to be getting off assault and destroy as a bare minimum. This does change quite a bit when you unlock the limitless sigil and when you get greater barge, but for now, assault and destroy is what you want to be doing. He'll instantly spawn mushrooms around the arena as soon as he spawns. And if these spawn on you, you want to just surge or bladed dive away from them. If you don't do this, you're going to take a lot of damage and it can be pretty annoying. You've just got to accept that sometimes you're going to get unlucky and you're going to have to lose a little bit of your berserk and make sure you get out. After 3 attacks, he will use his You Will Bleed attack. And there's a few ways you can deal with this. You can either swap to protect from melee to reduce the damage taken by half. Which if you're using a Scrimshaw and Soul Split, you don't actually need both. But if you are using them, you can just out-heal this hit. Or you can actually equip your shield and use the Resonance ability to get up to a 4,000 heal because you're in your Berserk. And then the final way that you can actually deal with this is by using your Disruption Shield to completely negate the attack. Whilst getting a heal is useful when learning, you are in a Berserk, so using a defensive will lower your overall damage output. So I personally just opt to swap to protect from melee and carry on DPSing him down using Soul Split to out-heal his attacks. I would use Disruption Shield, but it really isn't needed. Like, honestly, you can just protect from melee and that will be fine. This special attack will also apply a bleed onto your character. You do not want to clear this yet, as another one is coming, and if you clear it now, you will be unable to clear the next one. So after 3 more attacks from his You Will Bleed, he will use his Whirlwind attack, and this is where he will move to the side of your character and start spinning, dealing high melee damage. And for every hit that this applies onto you, it will reapply the bleed onto your character. To deal with this, I personally just put on Protect from melee and tank the damage while just DPSing the boss down. You could use Devotion to completely reduce this damage if you're unable to out-heal him afterwards, or if you're running low on food or struggling to survive the fight. There's nothing wrong with doing this. It just, obviously, you're using defensive abilities, your fight will be long. So once he stops spinning, that's when you want to use your Freedom ability to clear the bleed on you. This will completely get away the damage over time. If you use this earlier, you would have been unable to clear this bleed now, and that is why you want to do it after his spin attack. And as you're using the Freedom ability, you can do something called a Freedom offhand plus 2-hand auto attack to maximize your damage output. Normally when using an offensive, you're not doing any damage. Basically, if you're using dual wield and use the Freedom ability, it will force an auto attack out with your offhand ability. And then if you instantly swap to your 2-handed weapon when you use Freedom, it will also force out a 2-handed auto attack too. This results in damage that's just slightly worse than a Cleaver or Decimate. It's pretty much the same, to be honest. And in a circumstance where you would otherwise be doing no damage as you're using the defensive, this is great. It's one of your best basic abilities, believe it or not, using a Freedom offhand auto. And because you're using a Freedom here anyways, you may as well be doing it. If you're struggling to get this down, I'd recommend just going to dummies. All you want to do is just use your dual wield abilities, use a Decimate on the dummy, then follow that by Freedom, and as soon as you use your Freedom, swap to your 2-hand, and you'll see your character automatically send out an offhand auto attack, which will be like 700 to 1000 damage, and then he'll force out a 2-handed auto attack when you swap to your 2-handed weapon. And you can just continue using the ability straight after this. I'd recommend getting this down because while it's a really strong basic ability, it also gives you a ton of adrenaline. That's why a lot of people at the end game opt to use this. It's efficient to use. Like, people don't just say this for the fun of it. After your Berserk rotation, you want to just dump all 3 of your bleeds and make sure to step Helwyr when you use your Slaughter to triple the damage. If you do the timing right with the target cycle at the start, your Berserk will end just before he's about to move and do his spinning attack. So if you apply your Slaughter just before then, he will actually walk it himself and deal triple the damage. And then as soon as your Assault and Destroy come off cooldown, you just want to use them and then finish him off with basic abilities if he's not dead already. After the Whirlwind, Helwyr does 3 attacks and then spawns 2 wolves. And then 3 more attacks before spawning the mushrooms again and repeating his attack rotation. You can, if you're doing what I'm doing and just damaging him down, you can ignore the wolves completely. And obviously avoid the mushrooms when they come. But if you are choosing to resonance the You Will Bleed attack, then you will want to use Hurricane, Cleave or Flurry, your strong AoE abilities, to AoE the wolves down. If you don't do this, there's a chance that when you use your resonance to get your heal from the You Will Bleed attack, one of the wolves hits will actually snipe your resonance and you will just end up tanking a big hit. So if you are opting to use a resonance attack, use your AoE abilities to kill down the wolves while you're prioritizing damage onto Helwyr. So that's all of the tips that I've got for Helwyr. It is pretty basic stuff. The main things to take out of this would be learning Freedom offhand auto attacks and also the target cycling. I think they're the 2 biggest things with this boss fight. As always, you need to remember with bosses like this, offense is your best defense. if you're spending the entire fight using defensive abilities, you're not going to be speeding up your kills too much. And I know it's very daunting at first because you're taking so much damage. Sometimes you need to just force yourself to kind of be out of your comfort zone and not be full health, and just try out heal the damage that you're taking. Obviously, while you're still learning a rotation, out healing the damage is actually pretty hard, because the amount of heals that you actually get is kind of dependent on how much damage you're dealing. So obviously, if you haven't got the best overloads, if you haven't got the best prayers, all of this kind of stuff, you may struggle to get the heals opposed to if you actually had them. So I'm actually contemplating selling the lance that we got this episode and buying a Lanakaea's spear so that we can dive into some Slayer. I'm due so many expensive drops from Slayer, it's actually a joke. So I'm hoping to get some of them for the series so we can get some upgrades. For Vindicta and Helwyr, we have hit the 50 kill threshold, so I can unlock a different ability if I want for this series. We'll see how that goes, and next time I come here, we'll see if I want to show you guys how the rotation and fight will change using all of them things. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. As always, it's so much fun making this series. If you are enjoying it, please drop a like, and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content on the channel. And most importantly, if you've got any feedback on how you'd like to see this series improve or any of the content improve on my channel, something you don't like, something that's kind of annoying you, anything really, I want your criticism. I want you guys to help me improve the channel so that you guys can have the best viewing experience. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching.